The record isn't working today. If anybody knows, I'm gonna keep this. If anybody knows what's going on with the record thing, let me know. But I have no idea why it's not working. Doomwakes is working. Weird. Maybe maybe we should be spending some time figuring it out. Been playing Storm for the last 3 years. Looking for a fun deck to burn some play points. Any recommendation? To burn some play points. Maybe just take a pick for my stream decker. I played a ooh, Rogues. Rogues is actually probably a pretty bad matchup because they fill up my graveyard. Sultai Rogues. And they decay my Vial. Wow. I played a Blue-Red Giants list on Friday that was pretty fun. Probably good to burn play points with. I think I'm just casting this. Was obviously hoping to draw a creature to flicker with this hand, which is most of my deck. I should try the Goryo's list. I played it on Thursday. Or are you checking to the chatter, of course. Never mind. Don't I roast Sculler all the time? Yeah, I do. I think Sculler is also good in this deck. Sculler is a playable card. It's just like... It's kind of a card that you end up playing rather than a card you like are super excited to have in your deck. Everos had some issues yesterday too. Do you know how Everos was able to resolve it? Dude, 9-pack Ambush on our opponent's deck would be awesome. I sure would like to draw a spell. I sure would like to draw a spell. What did they reveal? Serum Visions. And a Goyf, wow. I mean, Thieves Guild Enforcer Tarmogoyf is a combo. Okay, let's go to game. Game 2. I do have 2 spells in hand, yeah. Keep was maybe a little sketchy. Let's bring in the pushes, the Teferis. Kind of want to cut the Soulherders in this matchup. Also kind of want to trim on Scullers. Maybe we'll play 1 Sculler, 1 Herder. I did get a haircut, yeah. It's pretty overdue. While keeping this is a hand that is maybe just going to be a turn 5 kill, where we Vial and Inverter, cast Oracle. What made me choose Flagfire today? I thought it was pretty good in the meta. Like it's like compared to from all the decks I've been playing, Flagfire I think is like very good against Heliod and very good against Prowess. And I think that if and then like good against most creature decks, good against Tron, bad against like Dredge, which is not a deck I expect to see. Like there aren't too many like really egregiously bad matchups for Flagfire, so I wanted to play it. Level 2/3 Goyf. I think it's really well positioned, especially for a bigger tournament like this. You know, I had the same feeling last week when I decided to play Flagfire in the challenge, and then I immediately got paired against Spirits and lost, and I thought that was going to happen again today, especially with my opponent ghosting, but we were able to pull off a victory. Do I think it's better than Esper? I do, but I'm not sure by how much. Esper is also pretty good. I haven't played very much of it. So if I can find a black source to put on top, our opponent's dead for next turn. So I think I'm gonna say no to Thassa's Oracle ability. Although I guess I'm taking up the Vial next turn, basically no matter what. They thought Scour me. Making the Goyf a 4/5. Hammer Baby, 14 months, and Dritchley, 6 months. Inverter OP, agree completely. Hopefully, at least. Assassin's Trophy Thassa's Oracle. Well, hard to complain about this. In fact, it's especially hard to complain about this because my opponent is now dead. Unless they have Surgical. Because we have one extra devotion off the Niambi here. Nice. It's pretty cool when you get to do this. So this is kind of like the kind of turns that like make me want to play a deck like this, or you know, that have made me want to brew around this kind of stuff. Just not sure exactly if this is the best build, if this deck really has any legs, but those kind of turns are really exciting to me. Oh, it's back. Cool. Alright, I don't know what was going on, but thank goodness we have the... I am lost without my record keeper. Ooh, boy. Actually, I was at Walmart yesterday, and they had some Time Spiral Remastered. I bought a couple packs. Oh, sorry. I've got a blanket that's... my chair is rolling over. I like to stay very cozy. I'm just gonna go push. Yeah, I cracked the packs. And in the pack, or in one of the packs rather, was a foil Thraben Inspector. It's so nice. Looks great. I'm a big Thraben Inspector stan. I got some other good stuff. I got like a Dismember, I got a Sliver Legion. Those are like the big two things. I think Squid. You're assuming those are playmods. How do I hang them? Push pins and glue dots. Any thoughts on Grafdiggers or a card like Tassiger Delve card? Well, I think the idea behind this deck is that I have no fetch lands, so we're not filling up our own graveyard. And we can also just like, we can just flicker Inverter if our graveyard is too big. The idea is that you can just like flicker your Inverter and then exile your graveyard again sometimes. Yeah, foil Thraben $30. Yeah, I looked. That's pretty cool. I mean, I'm probably just gonna keep them, but maybe not. Maybe this deck will be really good, and then it'll be $31. All right, that's pretty good. Let me actually just go ahead before they can respond. Play Watcher, then Ephemerate the Watcher after the Hideaway trigger resolves. I guess I'll grab Oracle. Yeah, the Ponders are so expensive. Wub gifting 10 subs, keeping the hype going. I appreciate that, dude. Niambi! Hell yeah. Niambi's been pretty good. I also opened a Sculler, which goes in this deck, but I really dislike the old gold border. I don't know. I feel like I like the monocolored border so much more than the gold one. Nice. Yeah, then you know the other idea here is of course that like Watcher for tomorrow is gonna allow us to filter through our deck a bit easier. I guess we don't actually have any blue mana to cast Niambi. Oh no, I ticked up my Vial. If I hadn't ticked up my Vial, I could have tried to win, although probably a bit too risky. Let me go ahead and just sack my Silent Clearing here. Oh boy. Yeah, mana, not perfect. Maybe my opponent will Assassin's Trophy. I think I'd rather flicker the Watcher than the Inspector. Yeah, I think this deck is really cool. It's been something I've been working on for like a week now. I guess I'm just gonna take Reflecting Pool over Seachrome Coast. I know that it's a bit awkward, but if I, maybe we'll have another turn to dig for a blue source. Take 11. I think I'm leaving the Vial on 3 for this turn. Would Naya Triumph do anything? I mean, probably something. Triumphs are really good cards. Okay, good draw. I mean, I'm going to try to Skyclave their Goyf. That's the second blue source. Graveyard is getting kind of full for this Inverter, but we also might just have a lot of Devotion. Inverter might just be a 4-mana 6/6 that wins us the game. Oh no, I forgot I'm not playing an island. All right, maybe I should be. They Thought Scour themselves. Thought Scour themselves. I mean, I'm pretty close to. I'm pretty close to just casting the Inverter and trying to beat down with it. I'll also Niambi back Watcher if they let me. You win next turn? No, I have too many cards in my graveyard. I do have double blue now, though. We don't need to be in a big rush. Like, I'm going to cast the Watcher. And I'm probably casting Inverter, too. I guess I could... Do I want to cast Inverter before Watcher? I think no is the answer. But just like, I'll play a 4-mana 6/6. Good luck. Yeah, the fact that like you can just like sometimes flicker Inverter to like, empty your graveyard again is pretty cool to me. Oh, they put the Teferi into my hand. Thanks, opponent. They're also, still dead next turn. Hell, the Scours could have killed me if I got sloppy. Yeah, it's true. They are dead if they don't have a counterspell for Teferi here. GG. Hit you for 10. Or 11. Yeah, you also have like a little more Devotion than other Oracle decks. And this deck also plays no fetches, so there's like you're not fetching to fill up your graveyard as quickly, and you're not playing like a ton of cheap spells either. Stacked and everything else. They keep this. That's good. Love to be on the play though. 3 and 4 should make it. Depends on if there's an X and O. Makes sense. Will be the X and O to give all the X2s a chance. Have you seen the Esper control deck? Yeah, I've seen it. I think it's good. I think Jeskai is a little better, but also every control player is just super opinionated, right? Every control player is just, me included, just so opinionated, and it's hard to like not let your biases get in the way. But I think Esper is really good. I like Esper a lot. Humans, interesting. Would love to be on the play with this hand. It's -1 point for Glasspool Mimic. Yes, Ginger, the same question. Yeah, I know Gindrick loves Esper, of course. I don't know. I feel like obviously the two decks are pretty similar. I think Push is the best removal spell, so getting access to that is really nice. I also think Wildfire and Helix are incredible right now, and the Madcap plan is like maybe the best thing you could be doing in your sideboard. But the two decks are very similar. Just Guy's mana is also better. Is something definitely to talk about. Just Guy's mana is better than Esper's because they get the Triumph. Do you make a physical note of how I like cards? No, I'm again. I talk about this, but I'm a pretty intuitive player as opposed to a calculating one. So I usually just make mental notes. I guess I'm gonna play Wall. Could find a land here. Worked out. Then draw steps, Sculler them. Soulherder plus Skyclave is just kind of the nuts in this matchup, right? Okay, they can't cast this Mantis Rider because they have clearing. So I think we take General Kudrow here. Will I be playing any Team or Artifactory today? Usually between rounds of big tournaments, I try to like play like decks I think are like fun and interesting and new, and I like to do like a lot of brewing, you know, like I like to get real experimental. So I'm not ruling that out, but usually I'd like to play stuff that's like just a little more out there. Partially to keep myself entertained, partially just to keep myself, you know, working on stuff. Alright, we're about to start just slaughtering our opponent's creatures. Yeah, Soulherder plus Skyclave is just the nuts in this matchup. Nice Thalia. I think I'm leaving the Vial on 3. Then we can dig for the combo. Oh boy. Yeah. You can exile their Thalia and the next and flicker Wall of Omens. No Ulamog's Nullifier, no. I don't think Ulamog's Nullifier would be good in this deck, so I'm not playing it. As I do love that card. I love that card so much. But it's like you have to have Skyclaved and Scullered for it to do anything. Like you have to have double Skyclave or double Sculler for Nullifier to do anything. So, and 4 mana. And even then, it's, you know, it's a flying Mystic Snake, which is pretty good, but it's like there's just that card is just not doing anything way too often. What do I want to cut? I have no idea. I think we could trim a Sculler, could maybe trim an Inspector. Niambi seems fine. We can cut it. Yeah, both Mystic Snake and Frilled Mystic are legal. The combo is Inverter of Truth, Thassa's Oracle, just like the Pioneer deck. And, you know, it's kind of nice that you can flicker both of, like, if your graveyard is really full, you can just flicker this. If you have Oracle in play, because you need to play it out early to smooth out your draws or to block, you can cast Inverter, then, like, Ephemerate this, which is kind of cool. What's the synergy between the Soulherder cards and the Inverter? Well, it's a few different things. Like, you know, these both have ETB triggers that you can use for the combo with Ephemerate and Soulherder. And Aether Vial is actually pretty good with the Inverter Oracle combo, right? So where you can like, on turn 4 you can cast Inverter and Vial and Oracle, or on turn 5 Vial and Inverter cast Oracle, and just kind of win pretty quickly in a lot of games. And so if you want to play an Aether Vial, Thassa's Oracle Inverter deck, I think that this is a good shell for it. Is also the thinking. But also I should say that this deck is very experimental. You know, this is not a deck that is tuned. This is just like a brew I'm working on in between rounds of the PTQ. Yeah, this list should be on the Stream Decker. You have to click the See My Stream Decker for all my decks, but I put it in there. Yeah, -2 for Glasspool Mimic if we don't draw a land. I don't know. I mean, I've liked Mimic in decks like this in the past. Yeah, I think I also hope that this deck has legs. We'll see. We would turn 2 Mantis Rider on the play. No, we don't have double black yet for Inverter. Maybe we could just find another Skyclave. I'll keep an Inverter. No Tusky. No, not today. I mean, maybe Tusky today, but in between rounds of the PTQ, I just like to have a good time. I like to, you know, try new stuff, play fun decks. Well, so we're gonna take 6 here, but I think if we find a black source, I think if we find a black source off of this Inverter trigger, this Oracle trigger, we just win the next turn. So you have 3 looks at untapped black sources. I guess 4 looks actually, because we could just choose to not use an ability. We missed. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna have to do though. I guess we don't have that many untapped black sources, because a lot of them are fast lands. Still figuring out the mana base. Well, if we Vial in the second Oracle, we're not like. I guess we could have Vialed in the second Oracle. But then we have to keep Soulherder and Oracle alive, and it's possible we need to double chump. Reason for not putting the land on top before the Inverter? You only get to put 1 card on top. I don't know if that's the... I'm a little confused by the question, but when you do this, you only get to put 1 card on top. Although, I guess what we get to do here is we get to go... block... Oracle, look at 5 more cards effectively. Put Silent Clearing on top. And now we can take up the Vial to 3 and Vial in either Glasspool Mimic or Soulherder. Turn 4 kill, baby. Is Lotus Wildfire any good? I think that the version I'm playing today is much better. Two and 2-0. This looks pretty cool. Still pretty experimental. Keep, I guess. Just top deck Vial. So it's fine, I think, without the top deck Vial, but obviously way better with it. You love your first purchase too. Borderless Hierarch Stoneforge package. Awesome. Expeditions, Heaths, and Strands. Toski. Oh, interesting. Living End. Well, I have no idea how this matchup is, but it's probably going to be pretty interesting. Like, I might just be able to, like, just go to discard Inverter and Oracle in game 2 and win. I don't know. Might just die. I don't know. Looking like we're just gonna die. So we have to go Skyclave Curator this turn. Next turn, play Wall of Omens and Ephemerate, and exile Curator again. Ephemerate best white card in Modern? Nobody say Path to Exile, please. Best white card might be Teferi Time Raveler. I don't know if maybe best mono white card Ephemerate. Alright, I'll keep playing if I draw a white source off wall. Skyclave is up there too, yeah. Alright, keep playing. Oh, it's actually pretty awkward though, because we... Oh yeah, we have to sorcery speed. Never mind. We can't instant speed because of the Teferi. Fun Raveler! We'll bring in Teferi to stop their cascade spells. Probably want to trim Soulherder, trim like the slower cards. Sculler's probably good too. I don't think Auriok's good in this matchup. Yeah, I'm not sure that we need Graveyard Hate, because like against Dredge we can just try to Inverter combo. Auriok Champion's also pretty good against Dredge. I mean, maybe the Living In deck is just popular now. Maybe you just should respect it. I'm not sure yet. I can keep this. Might be a turn 4 kill if we can find land plus Inverter. Yeah, there are a lot of really good mono white cards in Modern. Like, I honestly feel like white is one of the better colors in Modern at the moment. You know, despite what the community as a whole thinks. Yeah, could maybe play more filter lands. Oh, Auriok Champion best white card. Gotcha. Yeah, I was a little confused. Yeah, Auriok Champion might be the best white card. Heliod is very, very good white card. Ranger Captain. Giver of Runes. Thalia. Leland Arbiter. Just lots of good ones. Yeah, Stoneforge is good too. Not the best, I agree. Alright, digging for Inverter here. You know, this is another reason why I was kind of interested in trying this deck, right? Is that this deck gets to see a lot of cards. And Inverter, obviously, like just like being able to see a lot of cards lets you maybe assemble your combo consistently. I guess I'll take Wall of Omens, but I'm not happy about it. Especially won't be happy about it if my opponent living ends. You don't think Heliod counts when it's really not that good without something to combo with? It's kind of like saying Splinter Twin's not that good because it doesn't really do anything without comboing, right? You know what I mean? I don't really get it. Any news on Decklist? Not that I've seen, but I also get all of my news from Twitch chat. Alright. You wouldn't really ever put Splinter Twin on a best card list, but I guess it's just a definition thing. Yeah, I think just like, I don't know, excluding combo cards from like best card conversations doesn't make any sense to me, but best is also just like such a subjective idea. Everybody's so opinionated on it. What's my favorite card for my first standard format? Celestia Charm, and actually it remains to this day my favorite card in Magic. Just love Celestia Charm. Keep. Yeah, I mean, at least that Living In variant seemed to be tough. Humans again, wow. We did just beat humans. Hand's like not as strong as it was in that last time though. Just because it's part of a combo doesn't mean it's a great card though. Sure. Or doesn't it? It does though, right? Like no card exists in a vacuum, you know? Yeah, this is a brew of mine. Something I've been working on. What exactly is a PPTQ? It's actually not called that, but it's not a PPTQ. It would be a PTQ, but it's actually this is a super qualifier, which means the top two finishers of this tournament are going to get invites to the next Pro Tour level event. Usually they're not this big. Usually they're like, in the 300s, but we have 413 players today, and the top two are getting PT invites. So very, very big tournament, very, very difficult, stacked. Tough, but fun. I've won 2 of these before. Hoping to win a 3rd today. Yeah, Modern's been really popular lately. I mean, Modern's been very good lately, of course. I think I'm playing Vial this turn, and then next turn we can maybe Skyclave and Ephemerate Skyclave. We did beat the Sniper, yeah. We're 2-0 in the PTQ, and then we're 2-1 in this league with this Esper brew. This Esper Inverter Herder brew. Why wouldn't my opponent sack their Canopy? Why would they not sack Canopy there? Trying to think. I can't think of anything that's in their hand that would make it correct to not sack Canopy. So I guess I'm a little confused. Coco, I guess, but like this deck, I'm not expecting their deck to have Coco, but you're right, that would be it. But their deck doesn't usually play Coco because they play Ziggurat. You always wanted flip off Company or Vial. My first drafts of the Yawgmoth combo deck, which I was the initial brewer of, was like splashing blue for Neoform, and I did play 1 flip to Neoform Young Wolf into, draw 2 cards, get a 2/2. I don't think I've got a. Yeah, this is like one of my first drafts of the deck. And I was like splashing white for Kimball on the sideboard because this was back when Blue Red Phoenix was around, and you could Neoform this into a 3/4 Kimball, which was like really good against Phoenix, and Phoenix was unwinnable if you didn't do that. And then you also had 1 Phantasmal Image as a tutor target, which I found to be pretty good. This was also before the Sultai Triumph was out. I wonder if the Sultai Triumph is good in this deck. Might be. I mean, I guess I'm just blocking with Wall. Why aren't they sacking their Canopy, though? I'm so confused. I do clean. Why don't exile in response to the trigger? Well, I don't want to exile one of the Hierarchs. I want to save the Skyclave for like another 3-drop or something more powerful. Now, if we actually draw Thassa's Oracle, we win the game on the spot. We have 2 looks. And we probably have a decent amount of time. I think I'm going to exile their Vial. Although I guess like the Exalted is a problem here. How many fetch lands can you play in this shell? I tried a version with fetch lands last Sunday, and the fetch lands felt really bad. So I'm currently playing 0. You have Silent Clearing to like put a card in the yard if you need it. is kind of what I'm trying out today. But I'm playing no fetch lands in this deck to try not to fill up my graveyard. Unsure how correct that is, though. Just like every new brew, hard to figure out exactly what's working, what's not. I've tried the blue-red with Ori Scale Dragon. Alright, this card had better be great. Well, it didn't pop up when I searched for it, so maybe the card doesn't exist. We'll leave this Violet too, because I draw Inverter or Oracle. What's the idea behind this brew versus the blue-black Inverter list? So, Vial is pretty good with these creatures. The Inverter Oracle is kind of like level 1 thinking. I'm going to block and Ephemerate this turn. You get to see a lot of cards with the Inverter Ephemerate shell, especially with Watcher for tomorrow. You get to like look at a lot of cards. You actually like have a backup beatdown plan, which is kind of nice. And like just with Vial Ephemerate, you get to be really tricky. Oh yeah, Ori Scale, the Guardian. Yeah, that card's kind of cool. Yeah, that card's kind of cool. Just like filling up your graveyard with fetches. I don't know how good it is, but I have thought about it. Maybe you could tell me how good it is. That card's from Modern Horizons. It's a pretty cool one. Alright, Watcher's a good draw. But I haven't tried it. I don't know like how many you want to play. That card also feels like you want to have like minimum 10 fetch lands, which is more than I'm playing currently. Did you Reflector Mage? Oh, they just target the Sculler and kill me? No, not kill me, not kill me. You may love Boltbend in that deck. Boltbend. I did see that Grixis Delver's Shadow Scourge won the challenge. Honestly, Delver is kind of just genius in that deck. To like, because you just need the 1-mana creatures to work with your Scourge. Oh, I could have Scullered in response to the champ. Well, it might just still be better to like dig for Oracle. Yeah, we don't die here. We go to 1. Which version of Modern Giants is my favorite? I don't know. There seems to be a lot of angles to the various variants that we've put together. Still no Oracle. I guess I'm gonna take Glasspool Mimic to go with the Skyclave. I have 5 attackers. I think I'm still gonna hit this Watcher so I can get the Mimic. Oh no, we're one blue short. Oh, I can just Glasspool Mimic though. Duh. This deck has been really fun so far. Copy Watcher, yeah, that would work too. That would work too. Opponent tapped out, no cards in hand. Saw I sideboarded last time. Copy Inverter. Yeah, copy Inverter also works, you're right. I kind of want to talk about like just Vial being really sick in this archetype. It's like the whole idea behind trying out this deck is that Vial just like makes you like gives you a lot of like really tricky wins. I think you have like a pretty value oriented game plan besides the combo. Was it better to copy Inverter with Mimic? It doesn't matter at all, I think, because they're tapped out with no cards in hand. But if you like suspect that your opponent could have some interaction, then yes. But in spots like that, if you just find a line that 100% wins, you don't need to agonize over like the best sequencing. Yeah, there's no such thing. Like, yes, if they have cards in hand, copying Inverter is the better line. But with no cards in hand, them tapped out, you don't need to think about it. Opponent keeping a one-lander, so if we can Skyclave their Hierarch next turn, I'm feeling pretty good. And a freebooter my Ephemerate, it's fine. We do have a second Skyclave. And then if we exile Hierarch, they can't attack with Thalia because we can Vial and Oracle to block. Wizards said, I think like 4 days ago, that the lack of Decklist was a bug of some kind. I'm like pretty sure that's what they said, and that they were looking into it. How that can be a bug, I don't know, but it is what they said. How can you check current match score during the match? You're talking about like what game it is? I'm not sure. Everos, 14 months. Welcome back, buddy. Really enjoyed the Hades stream the other day. I didn't know that you hadn't gotten to the credits yet. So I hope to see you do it when you do. No spoilers, of course. I could keep Thraben Inspector. Yeah, I think having just a creature here that we... Oh, it didn't block? Oh no, I misclicked! Landbear, 3 months. Hope you're having a good day today. Sorry, I thought I had one more phase. Well, enjoy your free Thalia. Just playing around Aether Vial. Ambush Viper became just Viper. I think we're still pretty ahead. We get to Skyclave this, Ephemerate the Skyclave. Can't cast Vial of Ziggurat. Yes, but they still can't cast Vial if they draw a land. Obviously, I'm really just joking. I should have blocked, right? They did find the land, and now they can't cast Vial. Yeah, so I don't want them to name Ephemerate. I guess they will still name Ephemerate here, actually. Yeah, they'll still name Ephemerate. It's probably fine. Why is it better to keep Vial on 2? You play Oracle instant speed. Well, if I draw, I can just take Vial up to 4 next turn, and then if I draw Inverter, I can win. And then I think this is better to be a bit more mana efficient. But I'm just gonna take the Vial up to 4 to have just as soon as I draw Inverter, I win. Oh, the next round of the PTQ started. We won the die roll again. It's lucky. They name Inverter of Truth, so now I can just Vial that in. So I think I'm gonna Ephemerate my Oracle to dig. This is maybe not correct, but I really just want to end the game right now so I can start playing my PTQ match. Keep that though. And now we know we're drawing this, so I'm just gonna keep the Vial on 3. And then we're gonna do some more digging. We could play the second Oracle and dig deeper, and then try to Soulherder the Oracle, but that loses to removal, so let's not do that. Keep this. Could also just be better to Ephemerate a Skyclave, but again, I just want to end this match so I can play my PTQ match. Okay. So yeah, so we with Inverter on top. I guess even if they cast Meddling Mage naming Oracle, we don't lose because we just can flicker Oracle that's in play. So I don't think my opponent has outs here. Playing against Mill, well, we do have a Nexus of Fate in the board, so I'm feeling pretty good about that, and our hand is pretty good. I guess I should have fetched. Let me just end this game real quick, and then we'll focus on the PTQ match. We can Thassa's Oracle 3 different ways this turn. What did we lose to? We haven't lost in the PTQ, but in this tournament, in the league, we lost to Living. We had Jeskai Ultimatum. Alright, playing more of this brew between rounds. This is a Esper Inverter Herder deck, an Esper Soulherder Aether Vial Inverter combo deck. We're 3-1 in this league. Do kind of need to draw a blue source, but maybe we have some time. Why does the bot say 2-1? Yeah, this is a league. Living End again. This is we did lose to Living End earlier. Although I guess what we're doing here is, hold on. Can I draw a blue source? Okay, I guess I can't. If only I had to read that they were Living End first. If only I had 2 blue in my hand as well. Oh, I guess I would just get milled out, but if they don't do it this turn, they lose. I guess they'll just do it this turn, huh? And if they don't have Violent Outbursts, which they almost definitely do, yeah. Kind of a funny game. Yeah, maybe Living End is great. Maybe Living End is great. I'm not sure. I guess I'll play Damping Spheres. Damping Sphere makes their Cascade cost 2 more. Cut these Skyclaves this time. Cut the Niambi. I think this makes sense. Alright, we have the combo. It's a weird game. Oh wait, hold on. Do we go to discard? We do, right? We discard on turn 2 and turn 3, and then their Living Ends just do nothing. What a weird matchup. So their Living Ends don't do nothing, but they lose when they cast them if they don't have a Macabre. Yeah, they could have Macabre, but I mean, this line is at least too fun to not take. Right? This line is too fun to not. There's like no monkey for them to cascade early. Yeah, and if they have to wait forever, we can maybe just win otherwise. Yeah, I would be the world's most boring streamer if I didn't take this line. Start with Inverter. Well, if somehow I guess they can't. It doesn't really matter, but if they Inverter us, we just lose. I think I'm just playing Wall. What a weird game. Fun match. Magic is cool. Magic is fun. Weird stuff happens sometimes. Man, there's like no other game where like this. It's awesome. What is Damping Sphere good for? It makes their Cascade. I guess only actually costs 1 more. But it makes their combo just cost 1 more mana. I think if you have 2, then it's 2 more mana. Slow them down a turn. Yeah, I don't know why they brought in Leyline. I'm assuming just discard spells. I probably should need to restart Magic Online before the next PTQ match, too. Soulherder might just kill them real quick. What? Okay. They just lose, right? This is a screenshot, I think. Surely they, like, didn't just miss this, right? Surely they've got something. Awesome. I guess I should screenshot it with the Aspiring Spike wins. Three mana lose the game. Not very good. Can't believe they have so many copies of this in their deck. How do we win? So on we didn't play a land on turns 1 or 2. We just went to discard and discarded Oracle and Inverter. I think I'm gonna mulligan this hand. And then they cast Living End and they lost. Yeah. Alright, Teferi is obviously one of our better cards, so let's probably not winning game 3. Would I have played another creature that game? Probably, right? Because it doesn't oh, I guess one more creature means that the combo doesn't work. Yeah, turn 3 Teferi on the draw is like a little slow. Because maybe just like we can draw a black source for. I guess we can't actually. Mystigate can't cast Sculler next turn under any circumstance, huh? Yeah, draw's a little too slow. Upkeep Scribe. Probably will need to, yeah. Yeah, I think that we might have enough time to combo here if we draw perfectly. So we're looking for like untapped black source here. Maybe we go like Teferi bounce Ceradon, buy some time. Say no to this. Alright, if we draw a untapped, if we draw like a black white land, we could be in good shape. Right. Concede. Block, take. Block, chomp, take 6. I guess we can play it out. We can play it out. I'm gonna take the Vial up to 3 this turn, and this way we can try to just draw Inverter and then Vial it in for 4 on turn 5. Win that way. I could Vial in Sculler now, which I think makes sense, right? And then take up the Vial. Leyline, Riverwinder. Let's take the Outburst. Yeah, so now we can find Inverter. We're gonna actually just in good shape. We even have. Oh, we have double Ephemerate, but if we double Ephemerate, we have too many cards in our yard, so maybe we just. What a headache. Yeah, if we double Ephemerate, we have too many cards in the yard. I mean, Teferi also buys us some time. Just Teferi bounce Ceradon? Could bounce the Flyer, just keep chipping the Ceradon. I think that makes sense. Drawing Inverter is easy mode here. How does rebound work? Can we leave Ephemerate exiled? Yes, you can if you want to. So I guess we could have just like only rebounded 1. But we have time here. We have time. Oh, they give their Ceradon flying. I forgot about that line of text. Taking 8s this turn. Yeah, still not dead next turn. They also, like, probably want to kill Teferi, right? But maybe I should have bounced the Ceridon. I don't know. Yeah, they do kill Teferi. We get to block the wall on the Wraith. Oh, they just don't attack. Sure. Yeah, we're doing okay. Why Mystigate in the 3-color deck? Well, we have a lot of double blue and a double white, baby. And this deck's not playing fetch lands. You got Skyclave Apparition and Thassa's. Oh, really? This is actually great, I think, for us, right? Because we just get to get 3 more looks at Inverter. Or 2 more looks. Maybe not great for us. Great could be an exaggeration here. Yeah, just say no to this. Take up the Vial. Hope Inverter is on top of our library and win the game if it is. I want to turn it off. I guess we can also we can get a couple more looks here. Yes! Yes! This deck is awesome. This deck is so cool. There's a lot of tricks to it, I think. Hard to play around. (4-1), feeling pretty good. We even beat the deck we lost to, which was Living End. This deck's cool. Excited that